This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and once again I'm delighted to be joined by Johnathon Banks out here in Miami this time round. Johnathon, we spoke in Las Vegas since then, away from obviously the Jean Pascal news. How are you doing?
I'm great. Me personally, I'm great. Having a great camp, everything good.
Let's go straight into it. Jean Pascal was due to face your man Badou Jack, tested positive for 4 different substances. What was your reaction to the news when you found out?
It wasn't that surprising, but only thing I was surprised about is that not only boxing, but the sanction bodies haven't came out with any statements or any type of penalties they have for this. That's my problem. My problem is not so much of what the man did, is that you heard no repercussions of what he did, and that's my problem.
That's something which I asked Badou as well. It's starting to become a bit more of, I don't know whether it's a recurring theme or just more people starting to get caught out, but it's been spoken about more with regards to boxers testing positive for PEDs recently. What should be the correct punishment in your eyes, Johnathon?
Well, first of all, let's go with the protocol. Okay, before we get to the punishment, let's go with the prevention before we get to the punishment, okay? Every sanction body that has a fight on the line, they need to, instead of just collecting your fee, you need to put in there, in the contract, that higher VADA for doping, for the random doping. That need to be in the contract if you got these fights going on, to keep the level of the playing field even on both sides, okay? Let's keep it even on both sides. And so therefore, you don't have to deal with these guys arguing after the fight, oh, you tested dirty, or to assume that somebody's on something that they're not. But the penalty should need to be, these penalties are not harsh enough. Like, they slap the guy on the wrist, he don't get stripped from his title. Badou is the one who get penalized because he can't fight for the title. So you mean to tell me, if I do something wrong, my opponent get penalized for it, and I just have to sit and wait and see what happens next? It's not right. It's not fair.
How did Badou react to the news?
Obviously, he was pissed because he was getting ready for a title fight. He wanted to get his titles back, but you know, we got to make adjustments. It's not happening now. Hopefully, we'll see what happens down the line.
I know that fight won't be one which you guys will be thinking about, but beyond Sunday, provided everything does go to plan, what is the new kind of plan set up for, you'd like to see set up for Badou to get back into the world mix once again?
Well, like I said, we take one fight at a time. After Sunday, once Sunday get here, we perform like we're supposed to, and we just move forward for bigger and brighter opportunities.
His stepping opponent, his replacement opponent, Jean Pascal's, that is Dervin Colina. What do you know about him? How much have you seen of him? Badou said he hasn't seen much of him.
I haven't seen much of him either. Just started looking at him the last couple of days. But he's a tough fighter, according to his record, pretty good puncher. Haven't fought nobody on Badou's level. And the goal is to do the same thing to him that we was going to do to Pascal, is to knock him out.
There's something I was going to ask you. Do you feel there's going to be a sense of kind of elements of frustration Badou's felt with regards to the Pascal situation? He will look to take it out on Colina, and he might get a little bit kind of caught up with the situation during the fight at all?
Nah, this is business. He going there handle his business. Instead of knocking out Pascal, he gonna knock out somebody else. That's the only difference. On the business side, it's another frustration. But on the fight side, which is also just business, the goal is to go knock him out and move on. That's what it is.
So if I just get your thoughts on the headline fight as well, Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul. What are your thoughts on it?
Obviously, I don't know. I think Floyd is going to beat the guy. Well, he's going to be the victor in it because, in my personal opinion, he's the better fighter.
What do you make of the kind of a crossover bouts between people from YouTube, people from the NFL, Richard Johnson, obviously boxers involved in there? What do you make of these crossover bouts?
Obviously, in boxing, anything goes. I mean, it couldn't happen in any other sport. but that's what it is. I don't blame the guys that's taking advantage of the opportunity. I don't take no fault in them. You know, if anybody out there that got something against YouTubers fighting for titles, calling themselves the best fighters in the world, don't take it out on them. Take it out on the people that allow it to happen. You know what I'm saying? You can't take it out on them. You know, they only taking advantage of opportunity that was given to them. So, what can you do?
Would you ever entertain a fight with somebody in a crossover bout, Johnathon?
In a crossover bout, as far as
in boxing?
In boxing, oh, that's my element. So, I can't say yes and I can't say no. I don't know. I never thought about it, so I really don't know.
Johnathon, just get your thoughts on a few other things as well. Last time we spoke, we was just before the Haney-Linares fight. Saw Devin Haney pull out a victory there. I don't suppose you caught it, and if so, just your thoughts on that lightweight division, which is stacked with so many terrific fighters.
Oh, Haney was doing a good job. He got caught a little careless in the 11th round, I believe, and he got hurt a little bit. I don't think he realized he was hurt, but he got hurt a little bit. But he did what I thought he was going to do. For the most part, he had a pretty good performance the whole night.
Haney spoke openly about wanting to face Teofimo Lopez. What would be your thoughts if we saw Devin Haney versus Teofimo?
I think it'd be a good fight, especially right now. These both guys is really hungry. I think it'd be a good fight. I think if Devin Haney got to sharpen up a little, just to maybe one or two things. But I think he's a very polished fighter, and Teofimo is too. You know, he's a very polished fighter too. I think that'd be a good fight.
And then the week before that, we saw Josh Taylor become undisputed champion at 140 pounds. What did you make of his fight with Jose Ramirez?
He did what he had to do to win. You know, I thought it was a good fight. You know, both guys. I thought it was a good fight.
All right, Johnathon, we will leave it there now. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of this beautiful weather. Thank you for your time whilst I've been out here, and good luck on Sunday. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you. I appreciate it.